So we are energy. Our protein lives within a field of energy. Energy that is surrounding us is what dictates how we function, how we behave, and how we function. Coronavirus is another type of energy that came and brought fear to that field, and that's why people became sick. So what I'm trying to say is this. Let's take it from another point of view. Coming back to the protein. The protein is being affected by the field that is surrounding us and by something that is called the signal. The signal is what makes us function. What could that signal be now? Okay, that signal, it could be anything from another vibration, from another kind of energy like the coronavirus, or it could be something like another energy, another human. So we are like, for example, when we are in the fields of other people, that they're good with us, that they have constructive impact to us, we feel positive vibes, and that's a good energy. That's how we've been interacting with other people, with our energies. That's how we feel when someone loves us, someone is good towards us, or is not good towards us. We can feel all these things. All these things are energy, right? That's how we have the power to feel all these things, through our energy, through our feeling system, through our field. Now, coming back to the signal, the thing that can affect our protein. The signal has 3 ways of being affected. And these 3 ways are very important, so pay attention. The very first thing that affects those signals is trauma. Trauma, I don't have to translate, I don't have to be more detailed. You all know what trauma is. That's why we all are careful of not being traumatized on any level, right? So trauma is the first. The second is toxins. Toxins are also very important. It's what we put into our body and outside our body. All these, like, if that chemistry goes wrong, loses the balance that it has by its nature through the toxins, then the protein is going to malfunction. So far, we've got trauma and we've got toxins. The third thing that to me it's the most important is the mind, the thought. The mind is what can change the signal. The mind is what can completely alter the signal to our protein. And now you're going to tell me, so if I start thinking all these things that I want, are they going to happen? Depending how you're going to start thinking what you want. All this brings back to our mind stories that they come back from the Middle Ages, or from back where the sorcerers were, like people were talking about sorcery or magic. Well, maybe these magicians knew how to work all this, which is simple really, it's ancient wisdom. Maybe they knew this ancient wisdom, that we're protein, and protein is functioning according to what kind of signals we get, and that these signals are based on trauma, are based on toxins, but most importantly to our mind, to our thought. So if we start having positive thoughts, and not just having positive thoughts, because this is something very general, I'm talking about having not just the thought, but feeling the thought, like feeling positively, not just thinking positively, but feeling positively, feeling all these beautiful feelings that I'm going to talk about in a second, instead of all the bad feelings. That's what will make the difference. That's what will bring the change to our protein. And if we change our protein, we'll change our field, and that means that we'll change our lives. Yes, that's what is going to bring the huge difference in our lives. If we can control our protein and our field, if we can change that, this is what magic is really. We can be our own magicians. We can change our lives to the better. With the power of our mind, everything can be so much better. How can we resist of not having trauma? If we keep our bodies in good shape. And what that means, simply by being into sports or having simple exercises or just doing, even our housework sometimes is the best exercise. If we do not have the time to go to a gym or go to the beach or go to the mountain or go for a walk or run, we could do our housework. This is a very good exercise, believe me. I've been doing it many times, and it's like, I'm thinking to myself, my God, this is real housework. This is real exercise. Yeah, so keeping our body fit, this is what it will avoid trauma. A good body, a body in a good shape. It's not easy to be traumatized, right? Okay, coming back now to number 2, the toxins. Toxins is what we put inside us and outside us, of course, as well, but the inside is even more important. So our nutrition is very important. It's vital. It's not just very important. It's vital. We have to eat healthy. We have to eat fruits, vegetables, as much as we can, raw kind of food, right? Raw kind of food is more, it's better for our protein. Let me put it like this. I'm not going to go into further detail on why raw food is better for our protein. I will do that on a different episode. But what you need to know for now, right, is that you have to start having a healthier lifestyle in your nutrition. Okay, so that was my advice for the second rule, the toxins that have to do with our chemistry within our bodies. And of course, we have to be careful with what we put in our bodies. We shouldn't be putting stuff that have parabens or other toxic things, like in our body creams or in our face creams or in our suntan lotions, or anything we might put should be without chemicals that they're really bad for ourselves. Because what we put inside us is the most important, but also what we layer our bodies with can also be quite important. There are many cases that show us this. So coming now to the most important part, our mind, our thought. I will read you a list with some of the feelings, some of the bad feelings, and some of the good feelings, and what kind of electricity they have. What kind of electricity? Yeah, that sounded a bit weird, but as I said earlier, we're energy. And energy, actually, let me tell you this. Within our protein, we have 50 trillion cells. 50 trillion cells, right? Write that down. Each one of those cells has 1.4 watts electricity. 1.4 watts is not much, right? But if you multiply 1.4 watts with 50 trillion cells, we're talking about 70 trillion watts. That's the electricity that we have in our body, Can you imagine that?